Hi, I'm David, your developer on duty, and in this video we're going to have a look at the search tool ast-grep, a CLI tool for code structural search, linting, and rewriting. Now, what's the main problem this tool is trying to solve? Let's say you have a code base, JavaScript, and you want to search for all console.log statements because you don't want to ship productive code using console.log statements. Now, what you typically would do is use a tool called ast-grep or other text-based search tools to search for console.log, but it could be that you don't find anything. But what might still be the case is that there are still console.log statements, but they are just written a bit differently. So let's have a look at the source code. Here you can see a console.log statement, but there's a space between the dot and the log. So that's why your textual search tool did not find it. And if you don't apply constant formatting, there are quite a lot of different variations on how to express the same thing. So this is still console.log, it still works, but it's getting harder and harder to find these occurrences using textual search tools like ast-grep. When code is parsed, it's transformed into an abstract syntax tree, or AST for short, which is a tree representing the source code structure. This already resolves much of this ambiguity, and when searching for code, we can use the same technique. We can parse the code into the AST, or to be more precise, into a concrete syntax tree, or CST in short, which is a more detailed representation of the code structure, and then search for patterns in this tree. So how does an AST look like? I opened here neovim, and neovim uses treesetter to parse source code into an AST. And the cool thing about neovim is it lets you inspect the AST by using the built-in command inspect tree. Now I can move my cursor on the right to any position, and the respective source code on the left is highlighted. So in this case, the console.log statement is represented as an expression statement, call expression, function, member expression, object identifier, property identifier, arguments with an identifier in there. And this identifier is this X here. So now that we understood a little bit of theory behind it, let's see how to use this tool in practice. I can run sg in short for ast-grep, and I can provide a pattern with -p, and here I just provide a string of what I'm trying to find, in this case console.log. And you can see I found it even though there have been new lines in it. And of course the ambiguity in the source code is also reflected in the ambiguity in the search string. So if I would add a space in here, it would still find the respective console.log statement. Now let's see what happens if I add parentheses. It will not match anything, and the reason is in the source code I had console.log of X, and here I'm searching for console.log statements which do not have any argument inside. So if I would provide X in there, I would find it. But of course this will only find it if the variable I'm trying to log is X. So if I search for, let's say, Y, it will not find anything. So the question is, how can I search for console.log invocations which have any arbitrary number of arguments? So for single nodes in this AST, I can just write $ and then something with uppercase letters, for example ABC. This will match any node in this abstract syntax tree. Think of a dot in the text space, but in the AST space. However, this will not match it if I have multiple nodes. So let's just adjust the script again. Let's say I also have Y and I print both. Now if I run it again, it's not matched anymore because now the console.log statement has 2 arguments and I'm searching here only for 1. And in a similar way, if I remove all arguments altogether, I also will not find it anymore. So to provide an arbitrary number of parameters, I can use $. And now it will find it. And it will also find it if I add 2 arguments in there. Now let's just modify our script again. Let's just say we have here this function as an optional parameter, and if function is defined, I want to call function. And here, when I call it, I can define my function to be a function which prints hello, and I can provide it. Now, JavaScript has a shortcut for this, namely fn dot parentheses, to call this function only when it's defined. And we want to now search for such occurrences in the source code. So I go back to my friend ast-grep and I provide a pattern which is something and something called. And you can see I can find the occurrence. Also be aware that this A must match this A. It's not like placeholders for anything. So for example, if I would have said fn2, I would not find this occurrence anymore. So let's just undo it again. All right. And now let's just say we want to modify the code to use this optional call syntax. So to replace the source code, I can use the pattern to search for it. And now I can just say, I want to replace it with $a, which is the one I found before, dot parentheses. And I will do -i for interactive. And now for each of those occurrences, I can accept it or not. In this case, I want to accept it. And now if I look again in my script, it's been changed. What comes in handy is that you can include ast-grep also in your text editors. For example, if I open neovim, I have a keybind to open fzf-lua, which allows me to query the code base for ast-grep queries. And here I can write $a dot parentheses to search for optional method calls. And if I run this, I will find the occurrence in a nice overview. The way I've done it is I set a key map to leader FA, and then this Lua function is called where I retrieve my query from the user input, and then I call fcf-exec, that is a function from fcf-lua, and I call ast-grep with that query and provide here some additional options, for example, what the default action shall be, and I want the built-in previewer. And again, if I run this, I can say a dot parentheses, and I find the occurrence and I can directly jump to it. And of course, you can do similar things also in Telescope and other plugins. So I recommend to try out this tool. There's also this nice website, ast-grep GitHub.io, and it has a lot of nice features, searching and rewriting code as you've seen before, but also using it as a linter. And you can also use it programmatically. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Post it in the comments. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned.